right, ladies and gentlemen, we have the UFORCE 1000 on the dyno here at Main Street Cycle. We've got the stock tires back on it, and we're going to see what the baseline run is, see what the horsepower is, because we're about to do some clutch tuning to the ZFORCE 950. ZFORCE. You got me messed up, Joel. We've been working on ZFORCE so much I can't talk. We got the UFORCE, and we're going to see what it puts down on the dyno. Wheel horsepower, and Joel's been warming it up. We're going to do some clutch testing and tuning and all kinds of stuff to it now. So let's go ahead, Joel. Let's get a baseline run. Alright, so we got our stock run with stock tires, stock tune, stock clutching. We were at 60.7 horsepower, 869 foot-pounds of torque on the dyno torque. And that's impressive because, the reason I say that is it's got more dyno torque than the stock 950, but less horsepower. So the way at CFMOTO tuned the UFORCE was, hey, this is a workhorse. It needs more bottom end torque, so that's how they tuned it from the factory. You know, it's the same, practically the same motor, that's in the 950, that's in the UFORCE 1000 and the cforce 1000, but they tune it different. It's got different exhausts, all that kind of stuff. So, and different clutching. So that you see it right here, more torque, less horsepower than the 950. So now we've got the big 30-inch tires on, and we're going to run it and get us a good baseline and see how the bigger tires affect the UFORCE. And then we're going to go in and start putting the MSC clutch kits in it and make sure we like what we get. Let's try it out, Joel. Alright, so we just got through running our test run, and we pulled up the all stock, which is red and yellow. So the red will be the horsepower, yellow will be the dyno torque, and then your stock 30-inch tires, stock clutching with 30-inch tires is blue and pink or purple. I don't know how that's coming through onto your screen, but we can see the max horsepower. It didn't affect it much, but if you come over here and look at the graph, you can see that it was real close on the horsepower, but it starts to fall off because, and you got to understand how physics works with the heavier, bigger diameter tire. Once it gets everything rolling, it doesn't have to have as much horsepower to carry out that speed, and then momentum is on your side, so it starts to fall off as you pick up speed. And you see how it was flatter with the stock tires. So, and it held that 60 horsepower almost across the top end with stock, and then with the bigger tires it kind of falls out little by little as you pick up speed. But on your dyno torque you lose a pretty good bit. You can see that there on the max torque numbers. So let's do this. Let's use our software here. See this on a little drag race. Pretty cool. The red four-wheeler there is with the 30-inch tires. pretty neat to see. So anyways, let's now start putting on the MSC clutch kits and see how that changes things as well. All right, so we're going to start out with just doing an MSC Stage 1 clutch kit for the UFORCE 1000. We're not going to touch the secondary on this first test run, and just see how it does, how it affects with the big 30. And then we will move on to putting the Stage 2 spring in and reclocking it with that and do some runs. Alright, so here's our results from our 2 runs. I love how, it matches up just perfectly, the red and the dark blue. So we had a 61.2 and a 61.8. And all we did was, oh yeah, also your dyno torque, 825, 824 on those 2 runs. There was our stock run at 814. But the biggest difference is by putting the MSC Stage 1 clutch kit. In this case, we didn't reclock the secondary. We left it at B1. So that we didn't, by reclocking your secondary, you're lower gearing it to get even more snap and more torque off the bottom end. But look what we did to the top end. Look at the stock run with the 30s, stock clutches with the 30-inch tires, how it just fell off with speed. The MSC Stage 1 clutch kit just held it and pulled real good on the top end, which was great. That was really good to see. So looks,
look at the torque. Like
the torque picks up as well on the top end over the stock. So that's really great results, man. That's big changes.
At that 47 though, it's 7 horsepower more.
Yeah, 7 more horsepower on the top end. So you see the horsepower, they're real close here on your peak, but it's reading at the 2 peaks. But look at this, once we get on down here, like Joel just pointed out, we're looking at 7 to 8 horsepower more around 47 miles an hour than stock with the MSC Stage 1 clutch kit. That is a huge improvement. Gentlemen, all we have done now is we went in and put our Stage 2 MSC spring in from Vati Verico and left the primary setup like we just did in the previous run. Now we're going to run it and see how the Stage 2 spring affects your machine, especially right here on this UFORCE 1000. All right, Joel. Do one more. All right, we're gonna do one more. We like to do 2. All right, let's go look at it. All right, check out these results, guys. So right here we have the stock clutching with the 30-inch tires. And then this is with our MSC Stage 1 clutch kit without messing with the secondary. And then this is with the Stage 1 and Stage 2 clutch kit from Main Street Cycle with that awesome secondary Stage 2 spring. That is absolutely awesome results. You can see the red there is the Stage 2 clutch kit, pulling really hard there at the top, even with those 30s. That is great to see. As well as the blue, even just the Stage 1 clutch kit does wonders for you. And now this is for the this is for the UFORCE 1000. Keep in mind each machine is affected differently, and then also your tires play a role. I'm running these especially on the dyno to simulate heavy tires and to really show the performance of the clutches. Keep in mind, you really want to start doing clutch work when you do heavy tires. So if you're staying with stock tires, stuff like that, you don't necessarily need a clutch kit. The stock clutching is wonderful. The stock clutching is designed for your stock tires. But you go to putting some heavy stuff on it, bigger diameter, you want a MSC clutch kit. And man, that is impressive right there. Very, very happy with these results. All right, Joel just got through installing the helix of the Stage 3 MSC clutch kit, and we're going to see how it does compared to our Stage 2 and Stage 1. So Joel's gonna make a couple passes, and we'll look at the data on the dyno graph. Joel and I have been looking at the graphs and comparing the Stage 2 and the Stage 3 clutch kit from here at Main Street Cycle. And on this particular one, this is our 40-degree helix that we recommend in the UFORCE 1000 for this particular application. And I want to show you here on that we've been looking at our graphs versus speed, but now we have time pulled up, and that's where you're going to see the biggest difference on the graph for between the Stage 2 and the Stage 3. Now we saw big improvements with the Stage 2, right? When we looked at speed and how it pulled through the top end. Well, now I want to show you versus time with the Stage 3 kit and how it compares to our Stage 2 run. So right off the start, we're starting at the same exact time at 6 miles per hour. It's rolling, and then you punch the throttle. You can see right off the hit that we are 10 horsepower more. The blue is the Stage 3, the red is the Stage 2. So right off the hit with these heavier tires, that Stage 3 helix is able to apply a lot more power at that right off the hit. So that is good stuff to see as well, and you get more torque as well. So it's applied right off the bat, and you're 2 seconds in, or actually let's see when they cross. We're still pulling more here all the way to 3 seconds in before we get connected together here, before they start kind of shifting out. So the Stage 3 helix is changing the ramp speed at which it's ramping up, and it's allowing the engine to stay at its peak RPM while it's able to apply the power more efficiently, a lot quicker, and it's just a lot better, only for if you're running big heavy tires. So if we were running an even heavier tire or a big mud grip tire, and we're running, you're doing a lot of mud riding, a lot of, you're just lugging your machine a lot, that's when you're going to want the Stage 3 clutch kit from Main Street Cycle to help you get them big heavy tires turning and to keep the engine at the right RPM to turn those tires over. So that is impressive gains right there. When we look at the times, I love that. Good stuff. And check this out as well on the animation here on the chart. The red four-wheeler there is simulating the Stage 3 clutch kit versus the Stage 2. Definitely pulled out and left it there. So that's pretty awesome to see those two runs compared. that's the Stage 3. You know we love the Stage 2, but if you if you have big heavy tires and you're doing a lot more mud riding and stuff, I would recommend the Stage 3 kit. But if you don't have big heavy tires, you're not going to see as big of a difference if you go to the Stage 3. I highly recommend the MSC Stage 2 kit. It's a longer lasting secondary spring, and it just does awesome for your machine as well, combined with the MSC Stage 1 clutch kit. Good stuff. Optimizing this UFORCE 1000 for sure. Remember, you can go to mainstreetcycle.com. Go to the website. The website's getting better and better every week, and Dylan is constantly working on the website along with Tisha, and they are getting that thing to where it's very user friendly. And so we encourage you to go navigate the website, go check it out, go to the parts and accessories, go to the drop down tabs. It's easy to process your order as well, and they can take care of you there on the website, mainstreetcycle.com.